Today's video, folks, we're going to be changing those wipers and spray painting those wiper marks. They look terrible. Yeah, look at that. So we'll be painting those and replacing those wipers on the 2007 Chevy Aveo5, aka the Pipsqueak. So these are the wipers that I'm gonna be using on the car. I bought these on Amazon for like $11 for both of them. It's gonna be the first time I'm gonna be using this type of wiper without the frame. Hopefully it goes well. So we gotta remove this green protective thing on both of them. It just slides right off of the end, as you can see. So that one's already slided off. This is the spray paint that I'm gonna be using for the arms. Flat black. You can use whichever one you want. I just got the cheapest one they had at Home Depot. And my ratchet with the 12mm socket. So you gotta have to open the hood. Let's get to the bolts. Got one there, and one right there. You see they sit under the hood a little bit. So we'll get to that. So we'll start undoing those bolts. Hopefully they come off without giving too much of a fight. With the 12mm socket, there you go. It broke out right away. One. So you don't lose them. You can put them right there. If you want, you can put them right back on as soon as you pull this off. Get this up. Other side. There we go. I came off pretty easy. Being that this is a 2007, almost 20-year-old car. Let's see how we pull these off. Just try to remember the position. They always give a little bit of a headache to get them on, but it's not that hard to line them up, right? Just wiggle it a little bit, just pull them right off. And then you take the old one out. Here we go. Let's see, here we go. Just slide it out. Like that. This is a hook one. Probably most cars use that same thing. Remember, these arms are different. So this shorter arm goes on the driver's side, and it's more straight. That one, if you notice, it's not straight at all. Like, not at all. And it's much longer. So when you're painting this, you ought to do a few light coats on it. Don't go too heavy so you don't get runs. But even if you do go heavy, these parts are so small that I don't think you'll be able to see any runs in it. If you do run the paint, you just go back and forth. Spraying light coats on it. Make sure you get both sides. And no, I know that I didn't sand them or anything, but that's because I don't think it really matters with these parts. If the paint happens to flake off again or something, you just hit them with another coat. Or if your OCD drives you wild, just sand the whole thing. That's up to you. In this case, on my car, I'm not doing that. I don't think it really matters. It's flat black. black I actually like flat black for a lot of stuff. That's it. You see how it looks shiny now? It's not going to be shiny when it dries up. Now, here in New York, we get rust on everything, so it's good to paint stuff on your car when you see chips and stuff like that to protect your investment. These are the old wipers. Now, another thing to remember, this shorter one of these two blades goes on the passenger side. Even though the arm is longer, it uses the shorter one on the left side and the longer one, on the right side. The right side, passenger side. Left side is the driver's side, is the long one. Now, and probably in the next, I'm excited about this week because this week we're going to be working on the intake. Last time in the other video, when I put this on, after I put it on and everything, I realized that this filter is hitting that AC line right there. So I don't want it to wear it out, so I just stuffed that in there automatically. Not automatically, temporarily. I stuffed that in there just so it doesn't wear a hole in it and stuff. But I'm gonna do something nice right there with that. A nice little piece of rubber hose, probably reinforced rubber hose to wrap the AC line, and maybe move the filter a little bit closer to the fender, if it's possible. I think it should be possible. I got a little bit of room there, a little tiny bit. But I'm gonna be installing a duct and taking that thing out, because I realized that thing, it's like a resonator, which I don't want. I want free flowing air in there. So I got the duct to go in there to ram the air straight in through right there, which I have the piece that goes to the duct, and it just shoves the air right up in there. Now I'm going to be testing the air intake temperature before and after I do that while I'm driving, to see how much difference it makes. My bolts are looking crusty. Look at that. I'm gonna be spraying them too with the spray paint. So I'm gonna show you right now how I'm gonna do it. We're gonna go over to the makeshift spray booth / water fire hydrant. Somebody already spray painted something red on here. I'm gonna spray paint it black now. At least that little bit. Light coats, just like on the thing. Good thing about this flat paint is that it doesn't have whatever other paints have, that it's like a shiny clear coat, so it dries up really fast. Like you see this is already dry, but I gotta hit it with the second coat. Then I gotta flip them over to get the underside, which is the side that you could see from the inside of the car. gonna be looking amazing once we're done with all of this stuff that I'm doing to them. That's good enough. Hit the bolts from this side. I can see I missed a little bit. It's windy out here, people. Somebody threw trash right there. It wasn't me, but I'll see about dumping it somewhere later. Dumpster somewhere. People are disgusting. Look what they do. It's like duct tape. Alright, so here we go. Look. These wipers, these are the new ones. Remember I said the short one goes to the passenger side and this long one goes to the driver's side. So we'll put that one there. Let's see if I can position this better. So you can see more. Here we go. That's better. Don't worry about my dirty engine bay. I'm gonna be washing it soon. Making it look really nice. So this just slides out like that. Not ready to put them on yet because I'm still waiting for the paint to dry. But it should be dry within like another 10 minutes, I'd say. Set that there. I'll just do whatever I can while the paint is drying. Pull that one out. Set it right there too. I don't know what these could be good for, but maybe some crafty people will find something to do with it, but I'll throw it out. Now, can I use this as a pointer, maybe? Yeah. You see that reservoir over there? The white one? I found that they make that in aluminum. And they sell it on eBay and on Amazon for like about $50, I think it was, I saw. I'm gonna be replacing that to aluminum. And by doing so, I could avoid that tank, they actually get brittle and they break on these cars for some reason. I don't know, it's made with a bad plastic or something. But I've heard of people replacing them like every 3 years. Because they start to crack, like where the hose is going, let me show you. Like where that hose right there, and then that bottom hose right there, the fat one down there, where that goes in, and especially where that one right there goes in. Those things, they crack off for some reason. This one has been good. I don't know if it was replaced before I bought the car. Maybe it was. I don't know. But I'm gonna put that in there. With the aluminum, you get a couple of benefits. One, you avoid cracking off those fittings for the hoses, which is 100% amazing. Two, it actually helps to cool the coolant, because aluminum radiates heat or cold much better than plastic does, like 1,000 times better. It transfers heat to cool or cool to heat, whichever way around it has to go. In this case, the hot liquid will be inside and the cooler air will be outside, so it'll help to cool it a little bit. I'm not saying it's gonna be doing it like a lot, but maybe like 2 degrees. That helps. The third benefit is that aluminum would look a hell of a lot cooler than that plastic thing. And I like it. So I'm buying it. And I'm gonna put it in there. Check out those bolts. It looks much better than when they did when I pulled them off. They look awesome. They look brand new. I thought of painting them silver before I started doing this project, but I don't have any silver and I didn't want to wait anymore to get the project done. So the other night, I had a little mishap with the pit squeak. I was driving to my mother's house and I caught a flat. The thing that gave me a flat, it punctured the tire right there. You can't really see it because the plug is dirty, but there's a plug right there that I put in. And when I rolled back because I didn't notice that the tire was flat on the ground, I rolled back and the thing punctured this side. And I had to put that plug right there. I know you're not supposed to. I don't know why, but tire shops, they always say you're not supposed to fix a tire that has punctures on the side or whatever, but I had to get home and I had to go to work the next day and everything, so I had to do that. So I plugged it. It slowly leaks. I guess it might be from there, but I'm not sure. It might have another screw in it or something. I don't know. But let me show you what punctured that. It was this guy. This guy punctured that tire. It had that washer on it and everything. Look at that. I don't know what the hell it is. Some kind of rivet. Because it doesn't have like a screw head or anything on it. And, you know, does it have any treads on it? I don't know, but this thing was in the road and it did that to me. Because of this, I went to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning that night. But since I'm that kind of guy, I'm saving this, at least for the washer, right there. It'll come in handy. It'll come in handy someday. Oh, and you've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, but I put on my rain suit. Because the freaking mosquitoes are freaking just terrorizing people out here tonight. You can see them in the light. Look at that. So, the things, the wiper arms are dry enough to touch them. Don't go manhandling them really rough. Look at how nice they look now. They look so much nicer than they were. Now I gotta get that little bit right there, see? I didn't get it under there, but look at that. If you want to nitpick, like you could see where the paint was chipped off, the old paint. But, like I said before, if you want to do it on your car and you want to make it look perfect, you could go ahead and sand the old paint off. Doesn't really matter. We got bigger fish to fry. So I'm gonna hit that real quick with the spray. Check out the other one. Look how beautiful that looks. Compared to when I took them off. Yeah, I gotta heat that one too. That actually goes inside the wiper, but and it doesn't show, but I'm gonna hit it in with that. Another thing I just noticed right before when I went to the commercial break is that these things, I don't know if you can tell. Look at that, there's a little rock right there. The splines See you see the splines? They're actually conically shaped, like a cone, which is good because you don't have to slide the arm onto like the splines. Like it actually just pushes on and that's it. When you have to, most cars you gotta slide them on. It's like not conical. It's just like straight up and down on most vehicles. And sometimes it does give you trouble to get them on and off. That's why these came off so easy. Oh, and this cowl is going to be painted flat black too. And you can't really tell probably because it's dark, but in the daytime you can see that it's faded. And I don't like that. I want it to look black how it's supposed to be. Guys and girls, these wipers, they have this little fancy cover on it for where the hook piece goes into. So it's easy. You actually gotta pop it up before you put it on, because the hook is inside. Which way was it that I did it? Is it this way? No, it's this way. It's this way. There we go. God knows. You see? You squeeze that, like that, and pull up on it. It comes out. When I did it earlier, there we go. When I did it, there we go. And it's supposed to. It actually doesn't have to come all the way off. That's like two little nubs that hold the cap on. Right there. Let's see if I can get it back in. If I could get it back in, there we go. Is it? Yeah, there we go. The other side. Yep. You see? It's like it hinges up. And then you put the hook on that part. That part moves. You put the hook in through there and hook it around that piece. And then you pull it back, and then you'll snap this cover back. I'm gonna show you how to do it once the things dry up. And for now, I'll just leave them open. Kind of sucks waiting for paint to dry. I don't want to rush it and start grabbing it and blemishing the paint with my hands. We gotta be patient with the projects. These little things that I'm doing at the moment are not for speed or anything like that, but they are like upgrades that I would say for kind of like quality of life. Because those wipers that were on there, they were horrible. Like you couldn't see anything when it was raining basically. You might as well just drive with them turned off. Plus, the wiper arms didn't look so good. And so you want your car to look as best as it possibly can. At least us car guys do. With every little bit that you can do, it makes the car a little bit better. A little at a time. You don't have to spend like thousands of dollars at once to make your car better, and so you can feel better in your car. You know what I mean? This is another mod that I had already done to this car. Some people in the car community, they criticize other people for doing it, but these vent shades, those things are a game changer. I don't care what anybody says. When it's winter and like it's snowing or something, or hail, or when it's raining, you don't want to turn the AC on. You could crack your windows open just a little bit, just enough to get some air in there and to get some air out of there through the back without getting wet. And when trucks pass by you and splash, like the water won't like go right in your face for having the window open. So that's another quality of life mod that you could do to any car. They sell those for basically any car that's on the road. Let me see, what else have I done to this car besides those things. Oh, my wife's got me those stickers. She put them on there because we love fishing. Got my RC boys on the back. Got Dirt Zombie. And we jumping. Got my flag representing for the blue. Yeah, she's coming along. Oh, I did this for better air coming into the engine compartment. This car used to have, on this grill, it used to have a thick piece of plastic going across here. You could basically see where it was, because I had painted this flat black when it had the bar on it. And you see where it's shiny, that's where it was. So it would take up all that space on the grill. This is where it would attach, and I cut it off on both sides. I do got to take this back off and repaint it, because I took that off after I realized that thing could breathe better without having that thing there. So I took it off. It looks cleaner. Doesn't have the Chevy badge on it anymore, but it doesn't matter. I want airflow in there. As much air going in there as possible. Oh, I got the wiper back, the wiper arms back. I spray painted that. Now it doesn't look rusty, it looks it's painted. Doesn't look the best, but it doesn't matter. That's just the hook for the wipers on both sides. You see? At least now it's covered. No more rust looking. So we'll get to putting them back on. Now, to make this easier, I'm going to flex this joint and run that up through under, like inside the hood up there, and the wiper arm is going to kind of stand up, because I don't want it to break my glass or to rub on my glass. See, so I bent it because it's made to bend. Look, you see a little rust of it, but anyway, it doesn't matter. That gets covered up. So the idea is that I'm going to do this like this. It's gonna work completely, but yeah, it didn't work. Anyway, I'll do it just like that. You gotta try to find the angle that it was at originally. I think that's good enough. Once you run the wipers, you'll find out if you did it good, if you put it on there good, or if you want to put them lower or higher. That's all for personal preference, basically. Or if you see the left side one flying off of the windshield to that side, then that means you got to lower it. So you got to pull it back off, lower it a little bit, and then put it back in. So flexing it didn't work, so just be careful when you put this in there, because remember, there's nothing on here. So you don't want that to snap onto your glass. Like, just be careful with it. If it snaps onto your glass, it's gonna break it. So you just put it back. Keep it in mind, I kind of remember the angle it was at. So I just push it on. bolt on. Well, not the bolt, it's actually a nut. I called it a bolt ring. It's a nut. Put that on there. Hand tight. Now, after you do this, you might want to spray your bolts again. I mean, not your bolts. There I go again. Your nuts. Because your socket, like you see this socket has rust and stuff in there. Unless you have a new socket. Even if you do have a new socket, it might mar the paint. So we flip our ratchet the tightening way, righty-tighty. Remember that, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey for all bolts and nuts and bolts, unless they're backwards threaded. What happened to my flash? Come on. Sorry guys, my wife was calling. I'm recording this on my cell phone, by the way. So I tightened both of the nuts down. And now this flash is turned off again. Freak. Now for this part, you close the hood. Because you got to pull these up. So you can be careful with this. Make sure it stays up. You don't want that thing to slap down on the glass. Because that's spring loaded. So be careful. Let me see how I can put this freaking thing on. Show you guys how to put it on. There we go, I think. There we go. So remember, the long one goes on the driver's side. That will be this one. Then this part is where the hook is going to go in through. Right there. It's going to go in. And then it's going to hook onto that piece. Let's see if I can show you with the thing. Hold on a second. Put the hook in through there. I know a lot of people know how to do this. Most people know how to change their own wipers, but a lot of people don't. And I'm showing you how to do it right now. This is how you change the wiper. I'm trying to do it with one hand, so bear with me. It's a pain in the butt with one hand. So you gotta line up the thing where the hook goes with your one hand, because you're recording for people. And you slide it up in there. It's easy as that. Be a little tight because of the paint I put on there. Alright, that's why it's tight. Go all the way in until it clips. So if it doesn't clip, it's going to come out when it's raining. This one's a little extra tight because of the paint, but it's going. There we go, it clipped. See, it went all the way in. And these two, this half and that half are sticking out. So now, you can see it rotating on the thing, and you can cover it up. It looks freaking amazing. It looks amazing compared to what it had. So, I'm gonna cut the video at that point, and you already know how to do the other side. So have a good one. Until next week, I'm gonna be posting up the video with the intake mods. That looks awesome compared to what it had. Look at that. Now you can really tell that this cowl intake needs some paint. It needs some paint. For real, like seriously. And when I do that, you see, look at the nut. You see what the ratchet did to the paint? It scuffs it. So when I do that, I do have to take the wiper arms off again to paint the cowl So when I do that and I put it back together, I'm gonna be repainting those the nut heads right there. So that's all for tonight. Have a good one, folks. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and share. Thank you.